If you're playing Marvel Cosmic Invasion, chances are you're making at least one of these mistakes, and they may be ruining your progress without you even realizing it. Today, I'm going to show you the 10 most common mistakes that many people make in this game, and that are preventing you from enjoying the full potential of your heroes. It may seem like an exaggeration, but correcting these things completely changes your experience. So get your team ready, because after this video, you'll never play Marvel Cosmic Invasion the same way again. I'm Matthew, and the video is about to start. Man, this is a mistake I see a lot of people making in the first few hours of gameplay. Standing still in the middle of the screen, like a statue, is practically an invitation to get a beating. In the heat of the action, it's easy to forget to move. After all, the blows and visual effects seem to trap you there, trying to trade punches directly. The problem is that this game simply doesn't forgive those who stop moving. The chip damage, those small blows that seem harmless, end up destroying you in seconds when added to attacks coming from multiple directions. What many people don't realize is that in Cosmic Invasion, positioning is almost as important as brute force or hero selection. Each enemy has a specific attack pattern and a well-defined range. If you stay in the middle of the screen, you're basically within everyone's sights. It's as if you were saying, "Come on, I'm standing here," and they really come. When I realized that constant movement was part of the defense in the game, my survival rate went up absurdly. The key is to master the Y-axis, that slight movement up or down, which makes enemies miss horizontal blows. This is classic in beat-em-ups, but Marvel Cosmic Invasion takes this concept to another level, because the attacks are much wider and faster. Being slightly misaligned with the enemy makes a brutal difference. It's not escape, it's intelligent positioning. If you seem unpredictable, the game rewards you. Another thing that helps a lot is the use of the dash. It's not just for offensive approach, but also for quick repositioning. Knowing when to take 2 steps to the side can be what saves you from an entire combo. And if your hero has flying powers, even better. Going up and exploring the vertical space is not only stylish, it's strategic. Sometimes, just getting out of the line of attack changes the course of the fight. Marvel Cosmic Invasion is a rhythm game, and rhythm requires movement. Stopping is the same as breaking the dance of combat. If you maintain the flow, move, read the enemies, and position yourself with purpose, the game completely transforms. The difference between a newbie getting beaten in the corner and someone who looks like a movie hero is in one simple thing: never, ever stand still. This is another mistake I see all the time, and to be honest, I made it myself several times at the beginning. The Cosmic Swap, this system of switching between heroes, seems like just an aesthetic detail, something to give a cool effect in the middle of the fight. But in reality, it is the strategic heart of the game. Treating this as nonsense is wasting half the potential of your team. And the saddest thing is to see people losing entire missions just because they forgot to press that button at the right time. When you ignore the Cosmic Swap, your partner basically becomes a spectator without really contributing to the battle. You lose the synergies, the assist attacks, and especially the chance to escape from situations that would be certain death. I've seen a lot of fights being lost because the player insisted on holding a character with almost no HP instead of switching and recovering red life. It's an ego mistake, and Marvel Cosmic Invasion has no patience for that. The secret is to use swaps tactically. If your hero is stuck in a stun, don't wait for the worst. Swap and break the control before the enemy combo finishes you. And when you combine the swap with an attack input, the so-called assist attacks, the game shows how powerful the system is. Suddenly, you have an extra hit on the field, create space, control crowds. It's the kind of move that completely changes the rhythm of the fight. And the best comes with focus. Saving energy to release a double ultimate is one of the most rewarding sensations in the game. You feel the weight of teamwork, see the 2 heroes in perfect sync detonating enemies. It is at this moment that Marvel Cosmic Invasion shines as an experience. When you understand that combat goes far beyond the attack button. Basically, whoever learns to respect the cosmic swap starts playing at another level. You stop being just another fighter in the chaos and start commanding the field with intelligence. It's a simple mistake, but one that separates those who play by reflex from those who master the system. In Marvel Cosmic Invasion, true power is not in pressing fast. It's in knowing the right time to press. This is that classic mistake that hurts to see and to make. You finally fill the ultimate bar, feel that excitement rise, and boom! Activate it on the first group of enemies that appears. It's satisfying at the moment, I won't lie. But seconds later, when a real wave of reinforcements or a boss with super armor comes, you get that bitter feeling of regret. In Marvel Cosmic Invasion, time and opportunity are worth much more than impetus. The truth is that the ultimate is not just a strong blow, it is a tactical resource, and treating it as shoot and forget is the fastest way to get screwed in the most difficult phases. The game likes to test you in layers, throwing weak enemies just to make you spend your power too early. When I saved my first ultimate for a really critical situation, like when a boss called for reinforcements, I realized how much this changes the dynamics of the fight. Knowing how to wait is the real difference. The ultimate shines when used strategically, breaking the super armor of a mini-boss, interrupting lethal attacks, or clearing the field when you are surrounded up to your neck. It is in these moments that it has a real impact. Using it just because the bar blinked is like firing a missile to kill an ant. You win, but you lost the resource war. And when you combine the ultimate with the dual ultimate, the result is absurd. The screen almost turns into a cinematic scene, and the damage is devastating. But for that, you need patience and timing. Wait for that moment when both heroes are ready and well positioned. It's the kind of play that separates an impulsive player from a strategist. So, next time the bar shines, hold back the emotion. Breathe, read the field, and think about what's coming next. Marvel Cosmic Invasion rewards those who understand that power is not just strength, it's control. Using the ultimate at the right time is what turns a good player into a true cosmic commander. This is the mistake that most reveals who is playing on pure instinct, completely ignoring the defense. In Marvel Cosmic Invasion, smashing buttons seems fun in the first few phases, but when elites and bosses start to appear, this strategy becomes an announced suicide. The game punishes those who think that attack is the only way to survive. I've seen players with quick reflexes and good combos being destroyed because they simply didn't want to hold the defense button for half a second. The modern beat-em-up is no longer just about hitting, it's about rhythm and reading. Each hero has a type of defense of their own, and understanding this is what turns you from amateur to veteran. Captain America, for example, is a monster when you master the parry. His shield is not only for protecting himself, but for turning the game into a perfect counterattack. And this type of nuance is spread throughout the cast. Ignoring this is playing the game halfway. Another thing that many people forget is the value of abilities with invincibility frames. Some blows have small moments of invulnerability, and learning to recognize these frames makes all the difference. You can go through attacks, escape combos, and even nullify projectiles just with the right time. It's like dancing inside the chaos. It seems impossible at first, but when you get the hang of it, it becomes instinctive. And of course, the perfect dodge is what closes the package. Knowing the exact moment to roll or dodge gives you access to punishment windows that most players don't even notice. It is there that you reverse the fight. It's not about running away, it's about controlling the flow. Defending well doesn't mean stopping the attack, but choosing when is the right time to go back to the offensive. Whoever ignores the defense in Marvel Cosmic Invasion ends up learning in the most painful way, with the game over screen. The beauty of the game is in balancing attack and defense as two parts of the same art. When you understand this, combat stops being just a beating and becomes pure style. Defending is surviving, and surviving is winning with class. This is that subtle mistake that many people only realize when they are already taking a beating from the bosses later on, not leveling up the heroes to level 5 right away. In Marvel Cosmic Invasion, the game even lets you advance without it, and the illusion is dangerous. It seems that everything is fine, that the damage is acceptable, that you can continue. But there comes a time when the enemies start to endure more. Your blows lose impact, and you feel that something is wrong. The problem is simple. Your hero has not yet really woken up. Level 5 is where each character really shows what they came for. It is there that you unlock the main passive, and often that ability that defines the hero's fighting style. Ignoring this is like playing with half of the kit. You not only get weaker, but you lose the natural rhythm of evolution that the game proposes to you. When I realized this the first time, I replayed the first phases just to correct the mistake, and the difference was absurd. The most efficient way to solve this is to focus on Stage 1 in New York. It's fast, full of enemies, and perfect for XP farming. If you master long combos, especially with Beta Ray Bill, you can get the most out of this phase. Connecting 2,000 hits may seem like an exaggeration, but the game generously rewards those who keep the combo alive. It's that kind of grind that doesn't get tiring, because you feel the progress in every fight. Another good reason to go up to level 5 early is the balance between your team. Sometimes you have a strong hero pulling the team, but the other 3 are behind, and that's where the flaws appear. The double combos get weaker, the assists yield less, and you end up overloading your main character. Leveling up everyone makes the synergy round and improves the flow of the fight. Level 5 is not just a pretty number on the screen. It is the point where each hero is completed. Passing the campaign before that is like accelerating with the handbrake pulled. So, do yourself a favor. Go back to New York, farm a little, and feel the difference. In Marvel Cosmic Invasion, a hero is only a true hero after level 5. This is the type of mistake that separates those who play by impulse from those who really understand Marvel Cosmic Invasion, trying to force bosses right away without studying the patterns. I know, the temptation is great. Seeing Venom or Sauron and wanting to enter all or nothing mode is almost instinctive. But this game doesn't forgive haste. If you enter just pressing buttons, without observing the rhythm and the tells, you will see your life bar disappear before you understand what hit you. The real is that each boss in Cosmic Invasion is a small rhythm puzzle. They are not there to be defeated with brute force, but to test your reading and your reaction time. Venom, for example, has a roar before the attack in charge, a very clear warning that it's time to roll away. Sauron, with that unpredictable aerial combo, shows the movement of the shoulder before diving. Whoever ignores these signs plays in the dark. Treating the first attempt against a boss as a fight is the mistake. Think of it as a reconnaissance of the battlefield, a scouting run. Pay attention to each wind-up, the sounds, the pauses, and even the smaller visual effects. It's the game telling you how to survive. When I stopped trying to win on impulse and started studying the patterns, the fights stopped being punishments and became tactical duels. Another detail that helps a lot is to use the environment to your advantage. Many bosses leave gaps near structures, columns, viaducts, pieces of destructible scenery. Hitting them there, at the right time, can break the super armor and open precious punishment windows. It is in these moments that the game makes you feel the weight of the choices, and the reward is enormous. In the end, forcing bosses without learning the pattern is the direct path to frustration. Marvel Cosmic Invasion is not about reacting, it's about anticipating. It's a ballet of power and patience. When you understand the rhythm, each deviation seems choreographed, and each right blow becomes music. So, next time you face a boss, take a deep breath and observe. Sometimes, victory is hidden in the details. This is the mistake that most reveals who is playing on pure instinct, completely ignoring the defense. In Marvel Cosmic Invasion, smashing buttons seems fun in the first few phases, but when elites and bosses start to appear, this strategy becomes an announced suicide. The game punishes those who think that attack is the only way to survive. I've seen players with quick reflexes and good combos being destroyed because they simply didn't want to hold the defense button for half a second. The modern beat-em-up is no longer just about hitting, it's about rhythm and reading. Each hero has a type of defense of their own, and understanding this is what turns you from amateur to veteran. Captain America, for example, is a monster when you master the parry. His shield is not only for protecting himself, but for turning the game into a perfect counterattack. And this type of nuance is spread throughout the cast. Ignoring this is playing the game halfway. Another thing that many people forget is the value of abilities with invincibility frames. Some blows have small moments of invulnerability, and learning to recognize these frames makes all the difference. You can go through attacks, escape combos, and even nullify projectiles just with the right time. It's like dancing inside the chaos. It seems impossible at first, but when you get the hang of it, it becomes instinctive. And of course, the perfect dodge is what closes the package. Knowing the exact moment to roll or dodge gives you access to punishment windows that most players don't even notice. It is there that you reverse the fight. It's not about running away, it's about controlling the flow. Defending well doesn't mean stopping the attack, but choosing when is the right time to go back to the offensive. Whoever ignores the defense in Marvel Cosmic Invasion ends up learning in the most painful way, with the game over screen. The beauty of the game is in balancing attack and defense as two parts of the same art. When you understand this, combat stops being just a beating and becomes pure style. Defending is surviving, and surviving is winning with class. This mistake is practically a classic among beginners, assembling the team only based on the popularity of the heroes. It's easy to understand why. Who doesn't want to play with icons like Spider-Man and Wolverine side by side? The problem is that the game simply wasn't made for that. If you ignore synergy and enter with two melee fighters, without air cover or crowd control, you will quickly discover what suffering is in some hordes. The secret of Cosmic Invasion is not in who is the most famous, but in how the abilities complement each other. Each stage requires a different type of response. There are phases full of flying enemies, others with floods of projectiles, and some where area control is everything. If you take a team only of melee, you will spend half the time jumping trying to reach the enemies, and the other half taking damage from afar. I learned this the hard way, insisting on a team beautiful on paper, but that didn't work in practice. When I started thinking about roles and functions instead of popularity, the game really opened up. Combining a long-range hero like Iron Man with a solid melee like Captain America changes everything. While Cap holds the front and attracts the enemies, Iron Man cleans the field from afar with precise attacks. It's the perfect balance between resistance and control. And the same goes for mobility and control duos like Spider-Man and Black Panther, who dominate the map with pure agility. Another tip that saves lives is to pay attention to the recommendations of the game itself before each stage. Those shining heroes are not there by chance. They were chosen because they have ideal tools for the type of challenge of that mission. Many people ignore this, but it is literally the game giving you a disguised tip. Following these suggestions can transform a frustrating phase into a perfect display of teamwork. Choosing heroes by fame is something we do out of passion, but in Marvel Cosmic Invasion, success comes from chemistry, not popularity. When you understand that synergy is what defines the strength of the team, everything changes. That's when the fight stops being just spectacle and becomes strategy. Choosing right is more heroic than just choosing the favorites. This is a mistake that almost every player makes in the beginning, completely ignoring the Overshield, that blessed yellow bar of the bosses. At first glance, it seems intuitive to release everything at once, Supers, ultimates, strong ability. After all, the more damage the better, right? Wrong. What many people don't realize is that while the Overshield is active, none of this really affects the enemy's real life. It's like hitting a wall. It makes noise, light, spectacle, but the boss is there, laughing at your haste. The Overshield is basically a layer of defense that blocks real damage until it is completely broken. It's the game telling you, before fighting for real, take off my armor. When you spend the ultimate or the super too early, you are throwing away their offensive potential. The fight gets longer, more chaotic, and much more dangerous, especially when the boss enters the following phases with new attacks and reinforcements. I've lost battles like this, simply because I got excited and didn't respect the mechanics. The secret is to be strategic in breaking the shield. Light and fast attacks are the best for this, because they reduce the yellow bar efficiently and leave you free to react. Blows that cause stun or carry multi-hits work even better, especially when combined with objects of the scenario, like explosive barrels or towers. Using the environment makes the shield plummet faster and, as a bonus, still helps you to control the field. One of the best sensations is to break the Overshield at the right moment and feel the impact of the ultimate really entering the real life of the boss. The rhythm of the fight changes completely. Suddenly, each blow has weight. Each combination causes significant damage. It's as if the game rewarded you for having patience. When you understand this dynamic, you stop acting on impulse and start thinking like someone who reads the combat, not just reacts to it. Breaking the Overshield before releasing the supers is not just a tip, it's a lesson about control. Marvel Cosmic Invasion is not a game of brute force, it's a game of precision. The difference between a desperate newbie and a calm veteran is in this timing. So next time, hold your finger on the ultimate button and destroy the shield first. Only then the show really begins. This mistake is almost a rite of passage for those who start, grinding XP in the wrong places, or worse, without maintaining high combos. Everyone goes through this, thinking that any stage serves to farm and leaving repeating empty phases with few enemies, thinking that progress is coming, but when you reach a difficulty spike, you realize the experience has not accompanied, and the heroes are clearly behind the challenge. This is the type of mistake that doesn't kill at once. It sabotages you little by little. The XP system of Cosmic Invasion is much smarter than it seems. It rewards efficiency, rhythm, and performance, not just the time you spend playing. Stages like New York and Blue Area of the Moon were made for this. Dense enemies, consistent waves, and perfect space for juggles. It is there that the XP really comes. The more time you keep the combo alive, the more the game pays you back. It's literally the system saying, want to evolve? Play beautifully. Maintaining combos above 2000 is the secret. And yes, this requires patience, positioning, and mastery of the rhythm. One of the best places to train is the end of stage 1, with those bees. They are light, easy to keep in the air, and ideal to test aerial chains. When I realized this, I started to see the grind as an art. It was no longer about repeating the phase, but about making each run more fluid and precise. The XP came naturally after that. Another golden tip is to use the arcade mode to practice without fear. In it, you can experiment combos, test heroes, and understand the timing of attacks without losing real XP in campaign runs. It is a safe space to refine execution and improve performance before returning to the real grind. Playing like this transforms even the training into something productive and fun. Basically, grinding XP wrong is a problem of mentality, thinking that quantity replaces quality. In Marvel Cosmic Invasion, progress comes from mastery, not repetition. Choosing the right stage and keeping your combos alive is what separates the common player from the strategist. Want to go up fast? Stop just hitting, start dancing with the game.